Alright. Alright, so I'm sitting in the car, waiting because I'm early for my appointment. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to really record, what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And today, first of all, is the last appointment that I have before we can submit for the insurance approval. So, my hope is that they'll submit this evening, but they may wait until Monday morning and submit then. I know that she has everything else. I've already talked to her about that. And I am beyond excited. I am beyond excited. As a history, if we want to look back, I don't ever remember not being fat. And I don't ever remember not being significantly fat or overweight compared to my peers and, like age group folks. I know I wasn't born fat. I was born 7 pounds exactly, which is average. Looking back at pictures, I wasn't, chunky as a toddler. But somewhere around second or third grade, I guess, I started to really balloon out. And I don't know that it was necessarily anything I did, because I don't remember what I ate back then, but I know that my dad, all of his life, struggled with his weight. I know that he was a constant yo-yo dieter. I remember going to see him when he moved to California, and, one summer we'd go visit and he'd be very overweight, and the next summer we'd go back and he would have lost a ton of weight and be thin, and so he was constantly on a yo-yo as far as his weight's concerned. I do believe he was addicted to food. I remember, watching him eat a whole large pizza one time, and but I don't know. I don't remember when it happened. I try to block those things out. But I have always been large. I've always, I was active, but I was always big. And I remember having to shop. By the time I hit late junior high and got into high school, I had no options but Lane Bryant and the Avenue, which have great clothes, but you're limited. You're limited in what you can wear. You're limited in, what you can choose. And though that should seem pretty insignificant, it's frustrating. And so, not to mention viewing yourself differently, poor self-esteem, just everything that goes with being large. So I don't remember when I even learned about the gastric bypass. It's been years and years ago, and I remember thinking to myself, that's the answer for me. My first diet was in 5th grade. I remember being encouraged by my doctor to eat grape nuts for breakfast, which were fine and dandy, but, I think I maybe lost 10 pounds, and then I was right back on trying to be just a typical 5th grader. And from then, I never really did excessive diets because I just knew they wouldn't work. They would fail. That being said, I have gone through times in my life where I've been active. I've worked out. I've lost 25, 30 pounds, only to gain that back and more, and therefore putting even more of a strain on my body. So, anyway, when I learned about the gastric bypass, it was because a friend of my mother's had it, and we just happened to be somewhere she was, and we met her for breakfast. And I remember watching her eat and her talking about how it was difficult, but it was so worth it. And that's always stayed with me. And so ever since then, I've thought, that was the answer for me. That was what needed to happen. And so even though I've been employed, I've been through several times that I was employed, my insurance never covered it. And so here we are. The insurance covers it. And I am I'm elated. Earlier this week, I thought they were going to be able to file, and I just know I called my sister crying because I can't even picture what I might look like. And I sure can't imagine what I might feel like. I know that I will not take this for granted. And I know that, once this weight starts to fall off and I can move more and really live life with my kids and with, with my entire family, just really living life and not being so concerned about when I can find the next chair because my legs hurt. So, anyway, without getting all too emotional, this is the last class. It's a nutrition class. It's all about reading labels and stuff and what kind of nutrients I'm going to need after the surgery, which is really important to keeping up my stamina and my energy. So I am beyond excited, and I should have word within the week, I would think, about approval. So there we have it. Over and out.